this is Stephanie McIntosh, President of NTC Language Services, and today we'd like to provide you with a tutorial on how to invite interpreters to use the interpretation channel for a large group meeting or event in Zoom. We know that a lot of organizations are using Zoom because of many of the features that it offers for distance learning and for remote meetings. We also know that there are many conveniences to using the interpretation channel. For example, if you require interpretation in multiple languages, Zoom can accommodate them in different rooms. Also, when using the interpretation channel, the main presenter can present in English, while you can enable other audio channels for native speakers of additional languages. We'd like to walk you through how to create a meeting using the Zoom interpretation channel. The first thing you would have to do is set up your meeting. So what we want you to do is go in and schedule a meeting. So when you schedule a meeting, you would set this up by titling your meeting, just as you would any other Zoom meeting, and adding the date and time for your meeting, as it shows here. You would use the same settings for meeting ID and passcodes that you would normally use for meetings. However, if you want to invite an interpreter, there is an extra button. Down on the main screen, there is the word interpretation, and this is where you would enable language interpretation. If that button is not available to you, you would want to speak with someone from your instructional technologies department or one of your IT people so that they would be able to take a look and see if this has been enabled by Zoom. If not, it typically takes 2 to 3 business days for Zoom to enable this in an account. You do have the ability here to be able to invite your interpreter ahead of time. However, if the interpreter that you're inviting is not part of your professional organization, it may not work. We've also noticed that occasionally there are glitches within Zoom that can prohibit this from working. So we want to show you another way to invite an interpreter. So what I'm going to do is save this meeting. And now that it's scheduled, we can join it. So what I'm going to do is start the meeting so that you can see what the controls will look like as a meeting administrator. As the meeting host, you'll have the ability to see a little globe on the bottom of your screen that says interpretation. You then have the ability to click on that globe, search by name for your interpreter, put in the language that they'll be interpreting to and from. In this case, it would be English to Spanish, but you can see the choices that are available to you on this list. And start using the interpretation. You can see down here that it tells you that English and Spanish interpretation is available. In a few moments, we're going to create an additional video that you can check out on our YouTube channel that will show you what this looks like from the interpreter's point of view. Once that is complete, you can direct your participants to click down here and select either English or Spanish interpretation. That will allow them to join the Spanish room should they require Spanish interpretation. What will happen at this point is they will be able to hear the audio from the interpreter, but be able to see the supplemental video materials that are available to you as the presenter. One thing that is important to note is that if you're recording your meeting to the cloud through Zoom, it will only record the main room. So it will not record any of the interpretation channel rooms. So just make sure that you make a note of that. When you no longer require interpretation services and you'd like to end them for the meeting, you would click on the interpretation globe, manage the language interpretation, and simply click End. When you've completed that, all of your participants will return to the main room for the meeting. Also, please note that both the interpretation rooms and the main room share a chat box, so all chat will be seen by all participants. Should you have any questions about using the Zoom interpretation channel or require an interpreter or translator for your organization, please don't hesitate to contact NTC Language Services. Creating a world without limits, one word at a time.